Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Modern Mining. So I've spoken extensively on why I definitely prefer GPUs to home ASICs, and that's because I haven't had the best experience with the Caspa ASICs or the Elysium ASICs that I purchased. At this point, it doesn't look like I'm going to be making my money back on those machines unless there's crazy price appreciation from the coins themselves. But I have also mentioned that there's a few ASICs, or specifically a few algorithms of ASICs, that I would potentially consider getting in the future. And today, I just so happened to get one of those. So Sunloon, the parent company of Jasminer, has sent me out an X16-Q, and we're gonna do a little unboxing here and talk about why ETHW ASICs are definitely my preferred ASIC, and I'm gonna tell you why as well. So first things first, let's take a look at what we've got here. I'm pretty excited that they sent over a little Jasminer keychain with the koala bear. I'm gonna be putting this along with the Sunloon stickers up on my frame with the rest of my stickers. If you guys have any stickers, let me know. I'm trying to fill that thing out, so that's cool. But let's get to the important things. So Jasminer X16Qs, they're pretty old, but they're still money makers. And that's one of the reasons why I think ETHW ASICs are so important and such a good option compared to other ASICs. The more I kind of do my research on these ASIC miners, I realize that basically ETHW ASICs have maintained their profitability much longer than any other form of ASIC. And that's because the coins that they're mining are much higher market cap and they're much more stable than other coins that ASICs can mine. So this is what this bad boy looks like. It's pretty heavy, about the size of just a PC case. So let me get this box out of the way and we'll take a closer look at it. So here she is in all her beauty. So as I mentioned, this is the X16Q. Profitability is looking at about $2 per day right now. Don't worry, we're gonna test that. And also one of my favorite features is that it comes with an antenna, so I can put this anywhere in my house and it's gonna be a great little space heater during the winter. Flipping around to the other side here, we have another Jasminer logo on here. And then we have our fans here. I'll have to see if this is intake or exhaust on this side. But then we also have our PSU fans, power plug, Ethernet cord if you want, or your antenna. I'm gonna screw this on shortly. Nice little carrying handle. And then lastly, a little view of the front side here. So if I'm thinking right, those fans on the other side are pulling air through this device. They may also be pushing, but it's got an IP report button and then your standard status lights. So let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in. I'll go over how to set it up real quick, and then we'll talk about why I think now is actually a great time to get a Jasminer unit or any ETHW ASIC. And that's because I think these things are going to go up in price very, very soon. If you guys have been watching the crypto market the last few days, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Coins are rising in price, and with that comes increased mining profitability. So let's plug this in. Let's see if we can just get this up here. It's just barely too tall. And I can also put this on its side too. It doesn't have to be flat. So maybe, I probably will just put it on its side for now. So I'm gonna have to scoot this CPU rig over, which I'll probably just do that right now. Now, hopefully that is the direction the air comes through. We'll see shortly. I'm gonna plug it in. This is what the shelf is gonna look like with that guy up there. Not too shabby. This is, I got all the stickers up here now. All right. Now these miners can be powered with 240 volt or 120 volt. You guys know all of my mining hardware runs off 240 volt off of a PDU. All right, I've got it plugged in. Now let's get an Ethernet cord and then we can flip it on. I'm gonna go ahead and screw that antenna on too while I'm at it, just so I don't forget and lose it later. There we go. Let's take a look from the front. Flashing green, normal, that's good. That likely means it's mining to their wallet, so now we need to go in and set it up. So real quickly, let's talk about power. This is gonna draw about 620 watts for 2 gigahash, which is crazy. I really wish I had one of these back in the Ethereum days, but hopefully something like that is just on the horizon. That's gonna put my mining farm down here to about 4,200 watts, 4,300 watts. Plus I have the 4 Asics upstairs for another 400 watts. So I'm gonna be very close to about 4,600 watts, which is crazy. All right guys, before we set this up, let's talk about why I actually do like Ethash Asics, and specifically why the Jasminer unit is probably the best one you can buy right now for the price to performance, and why it's held its profitability for so long. So right here on the Jasminer site, they have a couple different options here. Obviously, we got the Jasminer X16-Q, and they go through some highlights here. 2 gigahash, plus or minus 620 watts, hopefully the minus. But either way, that is very efficient. If you go and look at Ethash Asics and sort them by efficiency, this stat here is showing you how much revenue you're making per kilowatt hour. And the X16Q actually comes out on top ahead of any of even the more expensive miners. So the X16Q is a great balance in terms of efficiency. Now we're going to look at profitability here in a second. But the thing that I like about these Jasminer units is they're quiet. You can run them on Wi-Fi, so you can put them wherever you want in your house. Those are big things for a home miner, and they're also relatively budget price, all of which you guys know are big things for me. Looking at the specs here, it's very nice that it has 8 gigabytes of memory. This is basically going to future-proof it. There's not going to be many coins that are coming out where you need more than 8 gigabytes of memory to mine them on the Ethash algorithm, that is. So that is good. It's going to allow you to mine basically any Ethash coin that comes out. And you can see some other stats here, less than 40 decibels. That's awesome. Being able to work at 110 or 240 volts. We just plugged it into 240, so that's great as well. Let's take a look at profitability. I've got the Jasminer X16 pulled up on hashrate.no, and these numbers are calculations, so they may not be totally accurate, but it is going to give us a pretty good picture of what profitability looks like at this point. Keep in mind that we're basically, altcoins haven't done much, so once they do in the next sort of year in 2025, I do expect these profitability numbers to go up, which is going to be great for this miner. So coming in first would be NiceHash for $2.12, but the first actual Ethash coin is actually going to be ETHW. And I think this is what I'm going to mine for the first 3 months or so of owning this device. I know a lot of people are on Ethereum Classic or on Octaspace, and that reason specifically is why I think I'm going to try out Ethereum POW. The thought being that the yield is going to be pretty good, and it just so happens to be the most profitable coin to mine with this right now, which is great. And ETHW is on Tangem wallet, which makes it super easy to just mine directly to my Tangem. I don't have to set up another wallet or do anything like that. So quickly though, this miner can also mine Ethereum Classic or Octaspace, are basically the big three. And the fact that it's held its profitability so well is because Ethereum Classic is a top 40 crypto, huge market cap, pays a lot of money to miners every single day. And basically, so many people have their miners on Ethereum Classic that these other coins have increased profitability because of it. Ethereum POW is at 204, so by no means a small crypto, still very good. And I really didn't know this, but it's up over 110% in the last year. So that's also a good sign. It's not just dead and dying. Hopefully, since it's in the top 220, 250 coins, it will be going up along with all the rest of the market in the coming year. And Octaspace has been a big winner the last year or so, is coming in at 750, and it has gone up about 180% in the last year, but is relatively down over the past 30 days. So when we set this thing up, we are going to be mining ETHW at least for a few months, get a bag of that. then I'll likely get a bag of Octaspace, then I'll likely get a bag of Ethereum Classic. That's what I like about this miner. It offers diversity. So let's talk about setting this thing up. As you guys know, anytime you want to mine, you need a wallet and you need a pool, and then you need something to actually mine on, which in this case is an Asic, but the same goes for GPUs. So to figure out which pool, because I was not familiar with ETHW pools, I haven't mined it in 3 years, you go to mining pool stats, and if you look up ETHW, you can see F2 pool, 2 miners, K1 pool. I think I'm going to go with K1 pool because they are by far my favorite pool in terms of their dashboard. I always mine them with my lithium miners, and my Caspa miners have been on there the last few months. So K1 pool, always a great pool. That's one we're going to use in this video. So let's get into the setup of this device. First thing you need to do is log on to your router and be able to find the device Jasminer, because you need to get its IP address. So I just have my app on my phone for my router, and I was able to find that my Jasminer was on this IP right here. So you're going to put that into the browser, and it's going to take you to this page. If it asks you for a login, the username is root and the password is root, and then you'll get into this page here. So now we need to actually set this device to mine to our wallet, because you can see ever since we plugged it in, it's mining onto somebody else's wallet, not onto our wallet. And you can see it's actually getting well over 2 gigahash, which is pretty sweet. And you've got fan speeds here. I haven't actually seen this dashboard before, but it is pretty nice. You can see this is the wallet that we're mining to right now. This is probably for the actual developer wallet right here, Jasminer. So let's change that. We want this to be mining to our wallet. So if we go to settings, miner, this is where we can set our pools right here. So in K1 pool, let's go to mining pools, and we will go to Ethash, and then we will go to Ethereum POW, and you can see even K1 pool has some different coins on here. And unfortunately, Zilliqa is going proof of stake, but for a while you were able to dual mine Zilliqa on this thing, which would have been sweet. Unfortunately, I got it too late for that. So let's select Ethereum POW, and if we scroll down here, we can go to USA, and then we can select our port. So we want to do no ZIL mining, but we can also do Jasminer X16. This is the one we want to use, so let's copy that, and then we will come back in here and paste that into here. And well, I'm just going to do that on all 3 pools here. Now for our worker, we need to actually specify our K1 pool worker right here, which is your mining account. So we'll click on that, and we'll put that in as the worker on all of these. And then we'll put a dot and our actual worker name. So this is just going to be Jasminer X16-Q. So let's copy that, and we'll put it in all 3 pools. And then I'm just going to get rid of this password. Once you have your pool set, you want to change this to get work. You want to make sure that you're on the right coin. So Ethereum or ETHash versus ETC hash, or you could do ETC hash plus ZIL. We're going to do ETHash because that's what ETHW is on. And then work mode, you can set this to whatever you want, but I'm going to go with performance, and then you're going to hit submit. We can go back to the dashboard, and we should see this start to get accepted shares shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn auto refresh on and see if this updates to our wallet. If not, we probably have to restart it. I'm guessing we do, but let's let it sit for a second and see. You can see down here that it does say that our pool is in use now. So while we're waiting for this to update, I do want to say that the Jasminer website is working on actually getting a storefront on their website, so you do not have to buy these through different resellers. Unfortunately, that is not available right now, so I will have links to this product from resellers down below. No pressure, but I do think that now is probably the time to buy ASIC miners before the big crypto bull run. And I wouldn't really be telling you to buy any right now besides really ETHash ASICs and script ASICs, because those I think are going to give you the best bang for your buck. They're going to be the safest, and there's not a huge war between all the ASIC manufacturers driving down the price of these ASICs right after you buy them and increasing the hash rate at crazy numbers. Really quickly, let's actually look at the Ethereum POW hash rate over the past 6 months, and you can see that 229 terahash in May, and then literally 237 terahash in September. So it basically went 4 or 5 months with no hash rate gain. Let's compare that to a coin like Kaspa. And I should mention it has spiked here for some reason. That probably was with a price increase. But let's compare that to a coin like Kaspa, where the difficulty has literally 5x'd in that same amount of period. So much riskier to get Kaspa Asics than it is to get Ethash Asics at this point in time. In the meantime, we want to set up where we want our coins to go once we've hit our payout threshold on K1 pool. So you can go into your account, and then you can go into your wallets, and from here you go into ETHW right here. It's already got it selected for me. Payout threshold, I like to set this so I get about 1 payout a day normally, but for K1 pool, I'm fine with them holding my coins for a few days. It just means less transactions to deal with at the end of the year. So I'll probably set this to about a week's amount, and to see how much I'm going to mine, I can go back to hashrate NO and see that I'm going to get about 1 ETHW a day. So let's set this to, heck, let's just set it to 10. I'll get paid out about once every 10-15 days. We'll set it to 8. Pool fee, I always set that to the minimum. Then my wallet address, I've got my Tangem wallet, and then I'll just put Tangem ETHW as the note, and we can go ahead and add that. And now once we hit our payout threshold, we will be getting paid out to our wallet. All right, guys, and just like that, we are getting accepted shares into our K1 pool account, and we are up and mining on our new Asic. So pretty excited to have this in the farm. It definitely helps me diversify. So now I've got Ethash, Kaspa, Etherium, GPU mining, still the most heavy into GPU mining, but I think this is going to be good. So I'm going to be doing profit updates every 6 months or so, maybe a little more often. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe, and peace.